Why should we not rush this young man to take over the reins so quickly? How important is it that we make him wait a little bit? I know wait is the word we don't like these days, right? But there's still some value in that. How important it is for Keelon Russell's development that he might not be rushed into this right away. Of course, he may be a phenom. He may be the next to a Tagovailoa who already has it together right now, but that's a unicorn. What's your take on this?
We know what he is already as an athlete. There's a couple of things that I always look at when you're talking about a quarterback, the most important position that you don't want to create doubt. And when you're a young guy coming in and you're coming off a season which everyone is up in arms because it's Alabama and expectations are unrealistic, you don't want to go in and crown him king, number one quarterback. Just because if he stumbles a little bit, that can become now a fall. But we have to understand that we're in an era where he has to play this year. And I'm one of the understanding of I'm going to create a package for him that he's going to play every single game until he proves to me that he's not ready to play. So going into it, yes, he's going to play. Can he start? I would say no, just because you don't really have the resources right now at Alabama in terms of players to go in and say he's going to win games with players around him. And I think the way that we view Tua Tagovailoa is, yes, he was a phenom, but Tua Tagovailoa had first-rounders, NFL players that was littered around him. Backups upon backups for NFL starters and first-rounders. And the guy that he threw the winning touchdown to was a Heisman Trophy winner. The room and your team does not have that yet. So there's no reason to throw this young talent out on the field and say, prove it to us right now, because he does not necessarily have to. So to make this story go short and give everybody else some time to speak on it, I would say create a package, get him to game number 4 to see where he's at right now in his quarterback development. And if he's ready to go, you keep on pressing and increase his workload week in and week out. If you aren't 100%, that Ty Simpson is the guy, and go with the tandem role. And once you feel like he can take over, go ahead and give it to him. Because if you don't play him, you're one. He's hitting the transfer portal.
Is he an early enrollee?
Yes, he is. He's there.
He is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he has time. That's what I'm saying. He has
does.
time.
Yeah.
And you as a coach have time to figure out how much can he learn, how much can he retain, and how much can he apply. And if all of those aren't all hitting at the same rate, you got to say we have to carefully get him acclimated to college and college football and take our time with this. If they believe that he is the guy, which I do believe his skill set says yes.
And how fast can he pick it up?
Correct.
I wouldn't go into it saying yay or nay either way. I will go into it talking to this young man, telling him, hey, we're going to do what's best for you and what's best for the team. Whatever we see that is based upon the output. The output has to dictate what happens. Because here's the thing. The last thing you want to do is put a young kid out there in a situation he's not physically or mentally prepared for. Because if he's not mentally prepared to deal with adversity, listen, Alabama's the wrong place to be if you're not mentally prepared for it. So, and you got to understand something. I played middle linebacker, and I think about how much information I had to process, the play calls, learning playbooks every week. And I know for a quarterback, it's probably 5 times worse. I couldn't imagine putting that young man under that type of pressure until he's ready for it, mentally and physically. So I would say I would definitely leave it as we're going to do what's best for you and what's best for the team option, opposed to saying, hey, we got to play this guy now. We got to play him early. I would just say, hey, man, we're going to let the output dictate what's happening. Because, again, putting someone in that level of pressure is not easy for 99% of the population on this planet.
Marvin, the only thing that I would say, and I'm not going to be like the era that you're talking about yesteryear, them kids aren't hearing that right now. And we'd all want to say, just like Bo and you and I had to sit back and work our way to becoming a player. If you don't present that you're going to play this young man, at some point, you don't have to play him at the rate of starter, but create a package that he can understand within your offense and give him an opportunity to go out there and play. Marvin, I've seen it. You've seen it. He's out of it. He's leaving.
Oh, I
What you
100% agree with you. But the thing about it, at some point, someone has to say, hey, let's look at all these NFL rookie quarterbacks who started year one, how their careers went to trash.
Marvin, they doing this.
I know that's what they're doing. But I'm just saying, at some point, someone has to step up and say, hey, we got to start making sure these kids are truly prepared for this before we throw them into the fire. Because that ain't an easy fire. And you know, like I know, Smoke, all it's going to take is for him one time to miss a blitz and not check to that hot read, and somebody off that backside coming and destroy his ass. And that whole career that you dreamed about, it ain't going to go the way you wanted to go, because now it's in the toilet. It takes one small mistake. That simple. But until you're prepared to do that, man, you got to protect these kids. And I know that's easier said than done.